Welcome back to a new episode. Today we're going to be talking about Tesla MCU and is it worth upgrading even if the option comes up to do so. Today we're going to be talking about the MCU and how the MCU is currently is the MCU 2 for anybody buying a brand new car, but there is going to be a lot of people who bought it basically prior to, I believe, June of 2018 that currently have MCU 1. And the biggest question I get a lot of is, and I've covered this in a previous video somewhat, is it worth the improvements for you to actually upgrade to an MCU 2? My answer is no. I don't believe that there's anything that you're going to get extra from, well, upgrading to the MCU 2. Let me get into a little bit of details about why. If you want to know, stay tuned. And with that said, please comment and let me know what you think. And if you don't mind, hit a like if you like this video by the time I finish this video, and consider subscribing to the channel. With all that said, let's get right into it, and I'm going to go into a little bit of a detail here. So MCU 1 will limit you to a certain degree, but, well, it's not enough for you to justify spending approximately $2,000. Now, where do I get this price from? I happen to have in front of me right here something that comes from Elon Musk himself, and he says, MCU, the infotainment computer, upgrade is not recommended in my opinion. Isn't needed for the full self-driving, and the cost is approximately $2,000 for limited entertainment improvements. Basically, everybody started kind of realizing that the MCU 1 chips are going to be a problem. It's going to hinder them once version 10 came out. And this was even before version 10 came out. If you don't have beach buggy on your car, you have MCU 1. It's that really the simplest way to explain this. The MCU 1 will not do certain things, such as you won't have access to YouTube, Netflix, those kind of things in your car. And that also includes beach buggy and some of the games. But you don't need them. And if you truly want to have that, I guess if and when the option comes available, you can upgrade your car and get MCU 2 put in. But like Elon said, the upgrade is not recommended in his opinion. It's not needed for full self-driving, which is basically the biggest thing. I would rather spend that money towards getting the FSD than to get it towards getting YouTube on my car. Now, why do I say this? If you drive your car, you like your Tesla and you're out there supercharging, that's more often than not when people are going to be watching some kind of show on their screens, and that's where YouTube and Netflix and all that stuff comes in handy. However, does it really come in handy? The answer is no, in my opinion. I've lived very, very well not having the options. I really don't care much for options. Even as a YouTuber, I don't really care. On the other hand, if you already have MCU 2 and you're watching YouTube, once again, consider subscribing. For many people, the question that I get a lot on this channel is, by having MCU 2, is this going to impact how, I guess in best way to put it is, how that's going to affect the FSD when FSD comes out, as they start rolling more and more out. Well, with Elon specifying that it doesn't affect FSD, that kind of saves you the trouble. But you do get some things that are taken away from you, where I guess the best way to put it is you won't have. One of the biggest things is obviously in Sentry mode, you're currently recording off of all your cameras except the backup camera. So that's the one under your trunk. If you have MCU 2, that has become available in version 10, where now it would be recording throughout, so 360-degree recording. With MCU 1, you're not going to have that, so it's not recording the back camera. You know what? You can live without that. It's not the end of the world. Ultimately, I think the question a lot of people have to ask themselves is, where do they want to spend the money on this stuff? Now, I've gotten tons and tons of people talking to me about, well, I thought the whole point of Tesla's upgrades is, the software upgrades is so that the car still stays fresh. It doesn't become obsolete after a certain time. If you consider YouTube, Netflix, karaoke, and beach buggy things that are making your car obsolete, well, I don't know what to tell you. The car's performance is still improving. Everything is still being done. You're still getting the upgrades. The biggest thing that if you want to see, the car being advanced and getting better with time, you should be looking at some other things. And obviously that's mainly FSD. Spending $2,000 approximately on MCU2 just doesn't make sense, regardless of how you look at it. Take that $2,000 and invest it into Tesla stocks. You're better off, especially when it was at 200. Currently, it's over 400 as I'm recording this video, so it's not great. It's gotten quite up there. It's good for me. I'm a shareholder. I think in the future, if MCU1 is going to restrict your car, to a certain degree, to a higher degree, sure, at that time maybe you can consider upgrading, but just for the current entertainment stuff, it's not worth it. The other side of it is don't forget that currently it's not even really a possibility. You see, with MCU2, if you want to get it retrofitted to an MCU1 car, there's a lot more harnessing, and that it's not as simple as just changing out a chip. There's actually a lot of things that are involved in it. It's one of the reasons that it's going to cost close to $2,000. I believe that's $2,000 US. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. And if it really bothers you that you don't have YouTube, take out your phone and watch it on your phone. You're going to save yourself $2,000. Keep in mind that when you go to a supercharger, one of the biggest benefits is talking to other Tesla owners. And I think you should spend more time talking to the people, talking to the other Tesla owners, rather than watching a YouTube video or watching a movie on Netflix. On top of it, you don't have the time to do that. With the current charge rates on these vehicles, realistically, maximum you have is about an hour. So within that hour, you're probably going to watch 2 half-an-hour shows. You're looking at maybe 10. No, I don't think you're going to be watching 10. You'll probably watch about 8, maybe 6 YouTube videos. There's a lot better ways to spend your time than to do that while you're charging. Go out, get a cup of coffee or drink or whatever, do your shopping, and go down that path. On vacations, if you're taking road trips, explore your wherever you're stopping, explore the area while your car is charging. So there's many ways around this, and I have not missed anything from V10 by not being able to upgrade to MCU2. I hope this helps you guys. I would like to know your opinions. Please comment below and let me know, what are your thoughts on this? How do you approach it? What do you think about having MCU1 and MCU2? Do you feel like you're missing out on certain things, or do you just think what Elon said, it's just simply not worth it? And this is coming directly from Elon, which is saying a lot. Okay, I'd love to know all your information. I'd love to know what you think. Keep in mind, if you're curious about it, what type of MCU you have, just think about when you bought your vehicle. If you bought it, before, let's say, summer of 2018, there's a good chance you have MCU1. The easiest way to tell is if you have beach buggy or you don't. If you have beach buggy, you have MCU2. If you don't have beach buggy, you have MCU1. And that pretty much means that, well, you can't play a silly game. As a side note, I also like to point out, for beach buggy, a lot of people who are playing it, I noticed there's so many people playing with the steering wheel. They're playing when the tires are moving, right? And as the tires are moving, you're just wearing out that little bit of tire. I actually don't agree with that. If you do happen to have beach buggy, connect the controller to it. You're gonna save your tires because ultimately that's gonna end up costing you a bit of money. So that's it. That's what I have for you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And once again, please consider subscribing to the channel and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If not, give it a thumbs down. What can I say? Thank you very much. Till the next video, have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye.